Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make sourdough bread. I guess one of the first things you need to do is have your 3 pans. This is your bread pans. And then your starter. The starter is passed on. A lot of people call it friendship sourdough bread because you're going to pass your starter on to the next person. I guess the first thing that you're going to need is your potato flakes. It'll be dried potatoes, mashed potatoes, and you're going to need 2 tablespoonfuls. You'll add this to your starter. You're going to have to add 1/2 cup of sugar. And then a cup of flour. And 1 cup of water. Okay, we're going to mix this up real good, and this will be left out of the refrigerator overnight. This is going to be a couple of day process, so we'll mix this all up into this little bowl, and then in the morning we'll divide this bowl in half. The half that we don't use we'll put back in the refrigerator, and you can do it again in somewhere between 5 to 10 days. And the starter has it's got a lot of foam on it, so what we're going to do now is take half of this, take half of your starter, and we're going to put it in a mixing bowl, and we've got all our ingredients here ready to go in. Okay, we've got our starter in our bowl, and here's our what we'll put back in the refrigerator. You know, it's still covered, but yet it can breathe, because this stuff will foam up, you know, and it's your yeast acting, and it's what it is. So anyway, what I'm going to do, and I've done this a lot of different ways, and it seems like this is about the easiest thing. I'm going to add my sugar. It's a 1/3 cup of sugar. And my salt, 1 teaspoon salt. And I've got my flour. I've got 6 cups of flour. This is vegetable oil. I've already got it measured out. A 1/2 cup. I like to add my liquids first and then kind of gradually add my flour to it. 1.5 cups of water. Okay. Mix this up with our starter. It's already in here. Kind of add a little bit of flour to it, just a little at a time, and then mix this in. Because this stuff is going to turn into kind of like, you use like a cake mix. It's getting thick, and I've still got more than probably close to half more flour to go, so you're going to kind of understand what the concept's going to be here. It's going to be real thick. Okay, we've added all our flour to the mix, and what I was going to show you, that's what I do, is take some Crisco. I just kind of rub my hands kind of like lotion on. This stuff is really pasty, so it's going to stick to everything. You see it sticking to the bowl. This will keep it from sticking to your fingers. I'm going to just take this stuff and I'm just going to twist it, work all that flour in the best I can so you don't have any dry spots in your flour. And I just twist it, work it, And we're going to just place it right in the greased bowl. This stuff is going to rise. And when it rises, it'll come up. This will keep it from sticking to the edge of the bowls as it's coming up. And this will be ready to make an attack. Be the case. A lot of people take just a towel and lay it over the top of the bread. This is going to go on all day long, the rising process. And I've learned to keep this from drying out as much. I take just some cellophane and put it over the top, and I just take a fork and poke little holes. If you don't put holes in it, it'll just blow up on you, but it'll give you enough room in there for it to breathe, but still it won't dry out your dough quite a bit. We're going to let it rise there we've let it rise for about 12 hours, I guess. We're going to take it out of the bowl. Take a little flour, put it on the counter to keep it from sticking. We're going to punch this down. Just kind of work it in. Work it around. You can take a little flour, put it on your hands, and it keeps the bread from sticking to your fingers. Just work this bread down, keep pushing it. This is what they call kneading the bread into 3 different loaves. Take my knife. Divide it evenly. I got just a little bit too much on this one, so I'm going to add it to this third one. There we go. Okay. I'm going to add these. Make them into a little round ball, or into a loaf. In our pans, I've already sprayed the canola oil in them. I'm going to add each one of these loaves, or one of these pan. Go. I'm going to cover them again with a plastic to keep them from drying out as bad. This is the same plastic I had over the other ones. Like I said, I'll just add a hole or two to the plastic, so it can breathe. But still, yet you don't want it to get a lot of oxygen, so it dries it out. We're going to let this set for about 4 hours, and after the 4 hours, this should rise up over the pans, pretty good size. Then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it in a cold oven for about what I'll do is I'll turn the oven on to 375, and I'll just set the pans in there for about 25 minutes, and it'll just be perfect. And I'll show you the end results. Okay, after we let the bread rise for about 4 hours, we put them in the oven for about 25 minutes, 375, and we come up with 3 nice loaves. As soon as they come out of the oven, you need to take them out of the pans and put them on a board or something like that and let it dry, or let it cool down. And once they cool down, and you can put them in your storage bags. I bought these gallon-sized storage bags, and they work real good for keeping them from drying out so bad. But that's the end of the process.